The Reverend Satchmo, Louis Armstrong himself, asked us long ago, "Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans?" And sadly, I know that I do. Each time it comes to leave, I will invariably hear that tune haunting my departure. I feel in a different way here. I always have, and to quote another NOLA great, Coco Robichaux, "You're here, you're always here, you'll always be here." He and I both know that New Orleans is more than a place. She is an entity. She is not for everyone, and thank heavens for that. She's great at weeding out your goody two-shoes and your wet blankets. Authenticity has nowhere to hide here. It's all right out on display everywhere you look, and she's unapologetic about that. She can be a little too much, which she isn't sorry about either. I experience her in my bones. This is the swamp of misfit toys, so to speak. The Crescent City, the Big Easy, the Paris of the South, but the fridge can keep Paris. New Orleans is the New Orleans of New Orleans, and that's all she wants to be. She's an anomaly, an ancient, sanctioned pleasure zone seemingly devoid of mainstream morality, normality, and even the very concept of time. It's where you can come with your shadow side and let her roam freely in the familiar streets, to bay at the moon with fellow wildlings. And what you've heard is correct. Halloween is a perfect time to be in this city. The heat has retreated, the veil is paper thin, and it's not just a day's event, it's a whole season, which inevitably rolls into the next season of Mardi Gras, and on it goes. There's never not something going on. Festivals for everything, parades for any occasion. This is a place where everyone is called baby, honey, or sugar, even if you've just met. Decorum, as you're used to it in most other places, has no home here, and NOLA isn't ashamed at her lack of it. When I step into the city limits, I feel home. I wouldn't be surprised to know that I've spent many lifetimes here as a resident, if you believe in reincarnation. I can walk for miles here and not get lost. The vibration is correct. There's a culture here you can find nowhere else. It's the melting pot of this nation. During this unprecedented 2-month stay of ours, I asked every resident I had the opportunity to meet, what makes a New Orleanian? The loud consensus across the board seems to be that if you weren't born here, you must, 1, have lived here for at least 10 years, or 2, have survived through Katrina, even if you left and came back. This, of course, is subject to adjustment depending on who you're talking to. The atmosphere here is densely humid and hangs heavy with memories. Some of them belong to me. It often feels like she is breathing, pulsing with music day and night. Some of it is good, and some of it is the best you'll ever hear. Booze flows in her streets, for better or for worse. It's a hedonistic theme park, where if you aren't very careful with your vices, they just may run away with you. Nowhere else can you find a more diverse, talented, and resilient society of people. She is beauty and decay intertwined. And I'm not saying that she's perfect either, just as fast as New Orleans wraps you. In her tattooed, perfumed tentacles, she can spit you right back out. And I think that's why people have such a polarized opinion on her. She is adored or despised, and very little in between, just like your narrator. This silly little video is more or less an open document version of a love letter that I have been writing to this city for years now. She isn't just a city I visit, she is a place that seems to live within me. She's chaotic and decadent, sacred and profane, and always defiantly herself. But we can't forget that she is a city built on the edge of time, too wild for permanence, built on a bed of shifting waters, forever at risk of vanishing into a flood. She's not forever, and those who love her aren't either. The storms come, the river rises. She keeps asking you to stay, just a little longer. Just one more night, one more drink on the balcony, one more jaunt down to the corner market. I'll have to leave, and the city will keep living her messy, magnificent life, evolving, decaying, rising again, as she always does, and as long as I'm able to see her, I hope she always will. New Orleans is a place of endings, and in that she shows us how to live fully, right now, in this moment, because whatever that moment is you're trying to savor will never last forever. So go get to it.